Good morning, the students of class 8. Today I am going to describe another subunit from your third chapter, and the name of the subunit is Britain Turns to India. So open your book, the third chapter, the ruling the countryside. So in this subunit you will see that how the British East India Company turns towards the India for the plantation of indigo, when their other options, their existing options for cultivating indigo in other colonies such as the Caribbean islands, North and South American colonies, totally collapsed. The import from those colonies collapsed. Then they turns towards India for the good quality of indigo to meet the demand of the European factories. So let's start the subunit. Number one, they faced with rising demand in Europe. The East India Company looked for ways to expand the area of indigo cultivation in India. Now, when those companies, there is a huge demand in Europe, and almost during the time of Industrial Revolution, all the companies, they want good quality indigo to dye their clothes. So from the last decade of 18th century, Bengal indigo started dominating the world market. Now at the time, so there is a ratio given to support such import from India, that such as in 1788 only 30% of Indian indigo imported to Britain, but it became 95% of the entire indigo imported in Britain. So 95% of the entire import came from the 100% import came from India, and most of these indigo cultivated in the fertile lands of Bengal. So in this way, in the last decade of 18th century, Bengal indigo as well as Indian indigo dominated the world market. So what happened then? To looking after these things, to observing such things, some planters, they investing in the land. That who are those planters? Now, number one, the commercial agents and the officials of company. The commercial and official agents who had collected at the time the commodities and sell them to the company, and those collected those commodities and send them to England. So those companies, agents and officials, they now investing money because it has a good prospect and it will have a good it is a good future to earn money. So that's why they invested in the indigo cultivation. Number two, the ex-company employees. Lot of company employees, when they observe that it has a lot of money, they can earn lot of money, and it is more than the salary given by the East India Company, then they left the job and joined the indigo plantation. Number three, many Scotsmen actually the people from Scotland, it is also part of Britain. So these Scotsmen and lot of Englishmen, they came from Britain to India to invest their money and to make a business with indigo and to plant indigo. Number four, at the time to finance these persons and this organization, those peoples, some East India Company and the banks were coming up to give loan to the producers. Some banks also, they are present to give loan to the producers. So in this way, the stage is set for the indigo cultivation. Now what happened next with the indigo cultivation? Let's check. How was indigo cultivated? This is the next subunit. That there are two main systems to cultivate indigo. Number one, it is niche cultivation, and number 2 Rayati cultivation. We will discuss later about the Rayati cultivation. Now we will discuss about niche cultivation. That the planters in niche cultivation, they produced indigo in lands that he directly bought or rented from zamindars and produced indigo with hired labor. So this is called niche cultivation. But with this niche cultivation, there are also some problems created, and the planters suffered with this. That the problems with niche cultivation, number 1, the lack of large areas in compact blocks with fertile lands. First, the niche cultivation, they need the vast area of fertile lands without any type of other cultivation and locality, because the areas were, but they failed to found vast areas without any cultivation as well as the fertile lands, because at the time the areas were in Bengal were densely populated and only small plots scattered over the landscape. Only small plots scattered over the landscape, and those are available for available to acquire. But it was not possible for them, and it is not so profitable for them to cultivate indigo in those small plots. Another problem, they tried to lease the land. To solve this problem, they tried to lease the land. Those are situated just beside of those big indigo plantations, where they prepared the indigo bar or indigo color from the plant extract. But the problem is, when they try to evict the peasants from the agricultural field or the land beside the plantations, it created conflicts and tension. It created some political tension and conflicts, and also some social problem within the peasants and the planters. So this is the main problem that faced by the planters. So the next problem is that labor was not easy to mobilize, because most of them were busy with their rice cultivation in a busy cropping season. So, and it is not possible to call the laborers and to relocate those laborers in the indigo plantations, because most of them are busy with their rice cultivation, and nobody would come and if they called at the time. Okay. Number 3, it was also required many plough and bullocks, because to cultivate those fertile lands for indigo, they had to invest a lot of money on purchasing and maintenance of ploughs and bullocks. So it was also difficult for them to invest so much money on ploughs and bullocks and all the tools to cultivate the agricultural field, because they already invested money on labors and land. So it was a big problem for them to manage to investing on purchase and maintenance of ploughs and bullocks at the time. It was also required many plough and bullocks, and as well as no one could supply their bullocks and ploughs in a busy cropping season. And at the time when they need those laborers with their agricultural equipments, most of them were busy with their rice cultivation or rice, pulses, wheat or other cultivating other main crops. So in this way, the planters faced various problems during the cultivation. So in the late 19th century, less than 25% of land producing indigo was under this system. So by the late 19th century, only 25% of land were under producing indigo under this system, and rest of the 75%, and those 75% was cultivated through Rayati system. So what is Rayati system, we will discuss in the next class. Hope you have understood this subunit. Next class we will back with that subunit. Till then, don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. See you again. Thank you.